Okay, or revitalisation, I've got this double stories, we're going to lose our car spaces. So, from my point of view, and I think most of you tonight, we want to make sure we don't lose any more car spaces in the main street, because that's one thing that is unique to the town, that they can drive in. You've got the 1 hour parking, maybe we can enforce it a bit more, but you've got the parking there for disabled. That's very important to have that access. You can come in, get out quickly. Without that, and I was here in 1994 when the street was closed off, I might as well have been open. It was terrible, it's a disaster. So in the past, there's been certain councils have been promoting to have a mall, the M word. That would be a disaster. It's not what I think would be a disaster, and I'd probably leave. So I'm hoping that tonight we can start a dialogue. In the last 12 months, there's been new businesses coming. I've tried to meet them. Some of them may hit on Luke, for example. Luke saved me $400. Now, I was reluctant to get my key. Luke has a key cutting shoe repair business. I was reluctant to get a new key for my car. It was going to cost me nearly $600. And they wanted the car for most of the day. But no, I can't leave the car. I need the car. I'm not paying $600. I went and met Luke and his wife Katrina, and sure enough, he said he could do it within about half an hour. I saved $400. Fantastic. Now, by me shopping locally, I had a good experience and I saved a fortune. So what am I doing now with Luke? Guess what? He's on my to-do list. If someone comes on to keys, hey, he's the man. Fantastic. Right? And that can work both ways. He can refer someone to me, I can refer someone to the ladies. Right? We lean down the bakery, it goes on and on, right around in a big circle. But we don't do it enough. We don't spend enough time talking with each other, engaging with the people that we should know enough. And hence, we're all individuals. But we should be a group. And the only way we can survive is to become united as one force. And basically, at one stage, we'll be saying, I'm not going to South Gate, because down at Pakenham, I had a fantastic experience. I went to the shops here, the new pub's been done, I went here, I went there, it was fantastic. The staff, the customer service was fantastic. I didn't deal with some teenager who was stuck on their phone like this and didn't know what they were talking about. It was a great experience, and that's what we need to encourage. That is our go-to. That is the thing, and whether we call ourselves Pakenham, the place to be, for service and happiness. And I wrote down some words here that I think are critical, and we can do workshops in the future, but critical things we need to do as retailers. The first one is engage. You need to engage your customers. Make an effort to show some eye contact. Just to say hello, you can engage that person when they need your help with someone new, talk more about it. Empathy. Now, the problem with engaging is you go there for something, you can't get it, you come back, you've had 3 hours trying to find a car park, searching around, you've been pushed and shoved, you might have had a bit of car rage, you get back to Pakenham, you're already angry, okay? So our job is to get rid of that anger. So sometimes someone comes to your shop, oh, they're grumpy. Well, they've got the reason to become grumpy, because they've had a terrible experience at the gate, or wherever they've been. All this built up anger, we can diffuse that. So showing empathy to your customers makes a huge difference to them. Instead of standing opposite, sit down right next to them. Andrew, what's the problem, mate? Let me help you out, all right? It doesn't cost anything to show a bit of empathy. That's the second one. And the third one is make that experience enjoyable. So enjoyable experience means they'll come back. They've got a bit of service, they've got looked after, they've got acknowledged. Pull out your phone. Oh, I can get 10. How much you want? Yeah, I'll make a call to find out. I'll just find out. Joe, you get those costumes, those angel. I'm going to get 12 angel wings for tomorrow. Can I get those angel wings, mate? Can you get them tomorrow? Yeah, I'll have them for you tomorrow. They get an answer in a minute. If you're on the phone, who's been on the phone on hold for 25, 30 minutes, 45 minutes? Your call is now moved forward into the...
Oh, you're in the council.
Yeah. I ring the council. So, as I said before, look, I mean, we can blame the council all we like, but the bottom line is that we've got a united voice. If we all stand up together and help each other out, the council will have to listen, and maybe they'll get more involved. At the moment, I don't know who to go to the council. I don't know who my local councillor is. I do know the current mayor, good bloke, but we need to be more proactive, get involved, and help each other out. It's the only way we'll survive. Individually, we're stuffed. All right? I mean, retail's quiet everywhere, not just in Pakenham, but we can make Pakenham a place to come to because it's be a happy environment, friendly service, and people you know. So that's where I want to start off, and hopefully we can build on that from tonight.
No, it's great, very good.
Feel the passion. You feel the passion.
That's why I'm the king of Pakenham.
The good news is you don't have to dress like Terry. But we can if you want to.
I've got spare clothes.
Can you go for a run after this?
I'm going to go for a run after. All right. And my issue too was boundaries, okay? That was my issue.
Oh, sorry, mate. I was just going to touch on
We have one last week, Aileen Day, who's also very passionate about people working together. You heard Terry touch on one of the best things about knowing what the retail offering is in your area, and that is referral business. Referral business is delivering a customer right to your doorstep who's already qualified. They want to buy that thing, they're coming to you to get it because they've had a referral from someone they trust. So at the moment we just don't have that basic level of interaction, and we need it. So I'm hoping that before you go, you're going to sign that contact form, drop it in the basket at the back of the room there, and that'll be the only task we ask of you this night, but we'll be in contact very soon. Aileen Day. Aileen runs a business here in Pakenham. She's very passionate about getting people to work together, and we're going to hear from you about that right now.
I don't know that I want to follow Terry, to be honest. Right? I feel like that's some very colourful shoes.
I've actually toned down tonight.
Really? Wow. All right. Well, let me not kill myself tonight, especially if it's been recorded. Let me give you a quick insight into what I have to do with any of this, which I'm as surprised as probably most of you. I run for myself a customer experience consulting business, and my background is customer experience that creates loyalty in any brand, any industry. So I predominantly do a lot of consulting to businesses that just so happen to be in the city of Casey. I live in Cardinia though, and I come home and I work in Cardinia, I shop in Cardinia, I know businesses in Cardinia, and after this week and last week, thanks Andrew, I know a lot more. I've gone into shops I didn't know existed. In the last week, I've had conversations with people I didn't know did business in our fine central area of Pakenham. And what I have learned is a few things. What I have learned is that you guys are as passionate about your business, thankfully, as I am about seeing you stay in business, because I want to shop with you and I, in essence, represent your customers. And what I want to see is you guys sustain a business in Cardinia that helps me not have to go to Officer or go to Fountain Gate, because I want to spend my money with you. And then what's happened is, over the last few weeks, Andrew and I have been put in touch with each other through a mutual connection through the City of Casey, and we decided that we were going to get on our feet and start talking to all of you about why is it that you don't work together. Because my understanding is that when the business group did exist in the past, for all intents and purposes, although it had its challenges, it was reasonably successful. And my experience in business is that partnerships can come in many forms. They can sometimes work and sometimes not. But in essence, what happens is when they are successful, it's because you have an engaged and passionate group of people. And the one thing that I have found walking the streets of Pakenham in this last week is that that is exactly what we have. So, what I'm here to do tonight is implore you to understand that we have certainly got challenges. You have tough days in business. Luke, we talked today about how your business has been going in the last 12 months or so that you've been here. I hope to bring all of my high heels over to you to get them rehealed and help that out. But business is up and down. There isn't always a consistent cash flow coming through. Certainly customer service is one of the most important things to help sustain that business. But most definitely one of the biggest assets you will have as a business in the central part of Pakenham is to come together and realise that you have a power when you work together, that you have a voice when you work together. Watching how fired up you all just got over that infrastructure discussion. Oh, fun times. That is exactly why we need you to come together. Now, I don't technically have a shop front in Pakenham. I don't have the bricks and mortar situation that you have, but I do, like anyone else in your customer draw, I need you to succeed. And I need you to understand that when you work together, whether you're on the downward hill of McGregor Road or the upward hill of Bald Hill Road, that all of you moving and shaking together, putting events on, understanding that there's a bigger picture than just your sole business, will help make sure that Pakenham, and especially the central area of Pakenham, stays flourishing or continues to flourish even more. So, in essence, you'll be seeing more of me. I will be throwing the heels back off and putting runners back on to come back and talk to you all after today and understand what it is that your business needs. And between all of us, we want to see this group succeed. There will be a common vision. There will be something in it for all of you as members to be a part of it. And yes, there is work to be done. Don't even, that's a total thing that has to happen. To get something good out of it, you have to put some energy into it. Nothing comes for free. I would imagine I'm preaching to the choir when it comes to that. But tonight, I implore you to say yes, if for no other reason, to understand what could happen next. It doesn't mean that you have to chair it. It doesn't mean that you have to turn up every single night. It doesn't mean anything for now. It just means that you have a vested interest in the future of the Pakenham Central Business District. And you don't have to be a retailer. You just have to be a business in that central patch of Pakenham. Because all of you retailers, service providers, whatever your business, you are a business. And you have the ability to create a community that is a destination for the southeast area. So, thank you to those who I have spoken to and did attend tonight. And by all means, sign away and we'll be talking more. Thank you. And thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
People, your own efforts in business are laudable, and I applaud you. You work hard, you spend a lot of money in making your business as the best you can on your own. When you work together with others to promote and to hold events, to get people into your area, working together you reduce your costs and you multiply your effect. It's as simple as that. It's an equation like that. The more money you put into your events and promotions, the less it costs you as an individual business. The more you have to play with, the more effective it's going to be. That's one reason why you should be signing that bit of paper in front of you and dropping it into the box at the back of the room. As I've been going around, as we've been going around, we hear people say, look, we don't have time, I can't afford it, how much is it going to cost me? I'm saying to you that you invest time in things that you think are valuable. You invest time in your family, you invest time in your business, you invest time in other things that you think are valuable. I'm hoping that you will invest the time, we'll talk about half an hour a week, investing that time into this business group and get it up and running. You say, how much is it going to cost me? The lovely thing about operating your own group is you get to decide what the fees are. You get to decide how much it's going to cost you. I would just say that as businesses, you spend money, you outlay money right before you get the benefit from it. I'm saying that this will require the same thing of you. There are other groups that you can be involved in, and I think in the locations around here, in Warrigal, in Berwick and at Fountain Gate, because they've got more focused business areas, their fees are a bit higher than what we'd probably ask for from Pakenham. But as I said, because you are organising this group, you get to set your fees. Set them so there's something affordable, something that won't have people turn off at the sound of them. And Rosa, we've spoken about this only recently. Let's be sensible about what we do in that respect. But know that you're going to have to outlay some cash. There's just no way of getting around that. How much you outlay, it's up to you as an association of concerned businesses. When I did my opening remarks, I said you might be here for one of three reasons. That you might be curious about what's going on here tonight, that you might be committed, and that you might be needing convincing. For those who are curious, I hope that you've heard enough about what we're doing here, or hoping to get done, that we will sign that form and drop it into the basket at the back of the room there. Thank you for coming, you've been terrific. For those who are committed, what on earth are you still doing here? I said at the beginning of the meeting, fill out your form and scoot. We don't need you here for the whole hour. But for those of you who needed convincing, I hope if you have any doubts remaining, that you'll come up and see me after the meeting and Aileen and some of the others will aim to answer your questions. But the whole reason for being here tonight is just to fill out that form and drop it in the basket at the back of the room. If you go out of here unconvinced of the need of a business group, the night is not a total waste. You get to keep the pen.
There's always something in it for us.
And we have tea and coffee. No issues over here.
Andrew, just out of curiosity, is everybody from Main Street Pakenham?
Yes.
No. Who said no?
We're all out.
That's okay. Look, let's address that.
So the point is that there is another area.
There are many other areas.
Lakeside.
Yeah, Lakeside.
Why is it that we had to find here as a location to have the meeting? I'm just interested.
It's a great... The fractured nature of business in Pakenham means that you just can't get each area's issues folded into one group based on the location. So we decided we had to start somewhere, and because Central Pakenham has the biggest footprint, we thought we'd start there. But there's no reason that once we're organised, there can't be other groups that form, and in fact we're hoping that if Central Pakenham does organise, that Lakeside, that Cardinia Waters, that Bald Hill Road, that Princess Highway will all organise groups as well, and we can work together as a business network for the benefit of Pakenham and Cardinia as a whole. Or if you decide that the Central Pakenham group is going so well that you want to join it, for goodness sakes, join up. There's no reason not to. If you're in the Pakenham 3810 area, I think any business group would be happy to speak to you. You're saying, why are we here in Lakeside?
Oh, I'm just thinking, Lakeside group, we might have it down.
We were lucky enough to have the Economic Development Unit offer to host this night's meeting, and we were a guest in one of their venues. So they graciously allowed us to have the tea, coffee and biscuits as well, so do enjoy that. But they want to see this, and they're investing in Pakenham business. They want to see this happen. I'm hoping that you'll agree that we want to see this happen too. You'll fill out that form and drop it in the basket at the back of the room. I won't hold you. If you want any more questions, come up and see me. But that's it for tonight. We've had our hour. Gillian?
Andrew, can we just tell everyone about Christmas in Main Street, because something that we're doing, that the community is doing?
This would be one of the first things that we tackle as a business group. So Business in Main Street is one of the first things. We also want to see some event in November as
So
well.
it's already
And do
started.
recruiting and
We've
stuff.
already started.
Do you want to introduce myself? Sorry.
So I don't have a business in Pakenham, but I run some organisations. So I'm president of the Cardinia Art Society. So I'm helping Rosa, and have done over the last few years. We're trying to activate Christmas in Main Street. So you may or may not know, Santa comes through the town in a horse and carriage, and you try and get some elves handing out lollies, and maybe we've been into your shop. So it's going to happen again this year on the 21st of December, so it's quite close to Christmas. And this year I got some buskers. We're hoping for a bit more entertainment and a few things. So if you can support that, that would be awesome. So there are people in the community that want, community organisations that want to support you as businesses too. And I hate Fountain Gate, so I never want to go there. Someone wanted me to take them there, I said, I'm sorry, I don't go there. I'm shopping. So, you know, be a good cheer, and there are people out there to support you. Oh, and the other thing we're thinking of doing, so we've got a grant from the council, so it's only $1,000, and it's actually quite difficult for Christmas decorations. It's actually quite difficult to think of what you can do for that much money that's not going to hurt somebody, that's not going to be stolen, whatever. So what we've decided is we're putting red bows on trees. I'm going to put up some billboards this year so people will know the event's on. And the other thing is we think we will purchase some lights that we obviously can't put on the outside of buildings but can put in your shops.
Yes.
So if you join up, then we'll give you some Christmas lights. Wow, there's another negotiation. We haven't got there yet, so yeah.
Look, the upshot is nothing has happened in Pakenham for the last 6 or 7 years. If we do anything tonight, it'll be better than what we've had for the last 6 or 7 years, which is nothing.
The last 15 years, the source flood has been going for 15 years. This year will be
16 years. What an anniversary. So that's it. That's all we have for tonight. Fill out your form, drop it in the basket there. Help yourself to tea and coffee. Go ahead.
I'm going to drop a name, address and email to the...
You have successfully completed tonight's mission. Thank you, sir.
Is it possible to have the presentation emailed?
I'm going to ask Andrew.
Yes.
and Tim.
Tim saying yes.
Just as a refresher, so I can review it again and actually focus in on everything that's going on.
Yeah, fair enough. There's a lot going on here over the next little while. I'm going to help myself to the bread biscuits if no one else is.
Thank you everyone for coming.